Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back again. This time, we have ventured into the wonderful world of GT3s. Yes, it is going to be GT3 season this season, and what a wonderful season we have got coming up for you here as well. Let's have a look at the schedule for this season. We're going to start off here at Mount Panorama, or Bathurst as most of us know it. Then we're going to Road Atlanta, another great circuit. Then we're off to Charlotte Motor Speedway, Portimao, Red Bull Ring, Hockenheim, VIR. That's going to be an exciting one to see how these guys get on around VIR. Then Spa-Francorchamps, and then we finish off at COTA for the Circuit of Americas. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be interesting. Is Traf King going to retain the championship after his win in the Audis last season? Well, at the moment, he's sitting on pole position with a 2:01 lap time. Lap times are going to come in thick and fast, and they're going to be over 2 minutes as well. Welcome in, Amy. Welcome in, Dave Price. Welcome in, Lee Racer as well. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm JP. I'm going to be joined by Mr. Paul Glover, who's going to come along this Friday for the ride here as well. GT3's at Bathurst, Paul. Surely nothing could go wrong, can it?
I think plenty could go wrong, can't it, James? At Bathurst, as we know, it is a favourite track for many drivers out there, but it's also a very challenging one. You know, as you go up into the cut-in, it's a little bit twisty. It's all about trying to really push the limits as fast as you can without hitting those pesky little walls. And then round the back of the circuit, you've got the Conrad Straight, and a place that I often miss my braking point, the Chase. You know, it's one of those tracks where you can very easily forget yourself down that long straight on the back. So, yeah, I like it, but it could kill you at any moment, this track.
Absolutely. That is one of the things I think people need to realise with Bathurst as well, is it will terminate you. It will literally chew you up and spit you out here in one foul swoop. And it's interesting that the first half of the circuit, say half, the first couple of corners through Hells down into Quarry, you know, you're sitting there thinking, oh, this ain't so bad. And then you go up from the cut-in through Griffins, through McPhillamy, down through Skyline, coming to Forest Elbow, of course. And that's a different, that's a different situation, isn't it? Because it's so difficult.
Yeah, and as you start going back down into the dipper, you know, it's you want to try and carry as much speed as possible, which is, you know, let's be honest, the same around any racetrack that you race round. It's all about trying to take the corners the fastest way you can and trying to use the curves and, you know, get right up to the wall as close as you can. But it just takes that little moment. As we ride on board here, going up through Quarry Bend, and now we're going to get over to the right to take the cut-in. It's here, like sometimes it's like you've got to hold that throttle back, haven't you? Because you try and put the power down too early, the back's going to come round on you. And that's the other thing, James. Spinning here is really tricky because if you've got cars behind you, you're most likely going to get absolutely rammed into because there's not really much you can do about it because there's anywhere else to go.
And that brings me on to why most leagues that I've done previously say that if you spin between Quarry and Forest Elbow, you instantly have to go back to pit lane because you cannot 3-point turn the car.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what rules have been set for that by Luke.
I don't think there is any, to be honest, mate.
It's going to be interesting because, you know, that's the tricky thing around here is you get caught up there, and like you say, you can't really do a 3-point turn. You might have a little bit of luck and the car does a proper 360 and you're facing the right way again. But if you're not, then you're in a bit of a tricky spot.
Yeah, you definitely are, because you've got to try and 3-point turn in sort of barely 50 yards of road, and these cars aren't exactly the most slim cars, and the turning circle's more of a double-decker bus on London High Street, to be blatantly honest with you.
Indeed.
So they aren't going to be able to do a lot. But we've got 9.5 minutes left of qualifying. 20-minute race. Paul, as well, they haven't got long, have they?
No, they haven't, and as you say, it's you know, we're looking at just over a 2-minute lap. I mean, Traffic King currently with a 2:01.6, and Lloyd, who we've now switched to, is currently in P2, is 1.2 seconds back at the moment. So Traffic King, as you rightly pointed out at the start of the broadcast, is the reigning champion from last season, and we just see that Josh Hathwaite popping up into P2, but he's still half a second back there, James.
And I do wonder whether or not Traff has got experience from other simulators that run this circuit, because looking at the way he's handling it, I don't think this is his first rodeo at Bathurst. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back and says, no, I've done iRacing and I've raced at the Bathurst 12 hour or something, because he does look very comfortable. Now, we were talking earlier on, and there was one man that didn't look comfortable whatsoever, and it was Mr. Chris McIntosh. You picked up on the fact he spun quite a few times.
Yeah, he had the live time was picking up. He hit a few walls, and then we saw him. And as we go, and he's round into T1 right on cue. Bless him. Yeah, clearly. Look, this track, got to put the hours into practice. It's not I sign up and I turn up 5 minutes before the race starts kind of track. You've got to put the hours in. You can get away with it at the likes of Monza and Silverstone to a degree, but practice makes perfect. And if you're not willing to put the hours in, you are going to struggle around here. That's a fact. As we watch Burnett there, get as we were saying, trying to take. Yeah, that's unfortunate as well. So probably got a little bit distracted by Burnett spinning there. But just under 8 minutes to go, and now we're taking a look at Bosworth.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some chat going on YouTube there. Danny's basically said it's his first time he doesn't have it on iRacing. I don't know, Danny, and he doesn't really drive GT3s. I would use the famous saying of pull the other one, Danny, because for Traff to literally do a 201 and be as comfortable as he is, I wouldn't say that he hasn't driven this before, but maybe we're wrong, and maybe I'm going to get a DM later from Trav telling me it is actually his first time. Danny's now apparently giving me his promises in YouTube chat. Not quite sure if that really means a lot from somebody in YouTube chat, to be honest with you, Paul.
Calling the viewers out, James. Whatever next.
Oh, well,
it's gonna get a little bit confusing. We got cars with the same liveries tonight, so we got I don't know who it is in the same liveried Ferrari as Traffic, but luckily we get the names up on the screen. So. But yeah, so can Josh get any closer to Trafford? He's got 6.5 minutes to do so.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Only playing, Dan. Don't get offended, mate. I'm only messing. It's all good. Honestly, I believe your promises until he DMs me and tells me it's not his first time. And then, unfortunately, Dan, that's it. Trust's gone out the window. All right, just to let you know on that one. There's a couple of new names in here as well this season. I'm going to be interested to see how the likes of Luke James gets on. I haven't seen John Hale. I don't know if he's had John Hale before. Darryl Moss as well. I'm wondering if this is going to be an interesting one to see how somebody's get on. I think this is judging by the lap times, and I'm going to try and not put this in a detrimental way. I'm a bit worried that we're going to have a kind of front-rear battle. It seems that we've got people in and around the 201s, 203s, and then we've got quite a big jump out to the 5s, the 8s, the 10s. Are we going to have two packs, do you think? Is this going to be like the Tour de France, where we have the peloton?
To be fair, in the last round, the last championship, we had 3 packs. So you had like the top 3 kind of hanging on to each other and couldn't really do much around a very twisty track. And you're going to have similar here, right? Especially as we've already talked about. Once you get up past Quarry Bend, the track does kind of tighten and it makes overtake a little bit tricky here. But yeah, I think you will find there'll be little groups, and also it's, as we saw in the last round of the last season, there was, I forget who the driver was, but they had an incident on lap 1, and that was basically their race over at that point because the gap was just too big to really bring back down. And also what doesn't help is they were off the pace by a couple of seconds from everybody else. So yeah, but again, it's one as we see a car spun there as we watch Darryl Moss. Yeah, like that livery as well, very nice. It's going to happen, isn't it? Especially when you've got a grid of 12 cars, right? It kind of highlights it a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing for me would be to see if they all make it through lap 1. I think where they're going to be, I think they're going to be quite separated by lap 2, but I think after the start, that could be where the chaos is going to commence. I think if they can get up through the mountain without real dramas, I think it's going to be quite an interesting one to see how they get on. If they can survive the mountain for the first time, you know, whenever I drive at Bathurst, I kind of pray at the top and thank you at the bottom, because that's the only way I can get through it. You know, pray I'm going to make it and thank the gods when I do make it. Other than that, I don't know. It's definitely a scary section up through here.
Yeah,
as Luke got a little bit sliding.
There. Yeah, that's the end of his lap. He lost too much time. Last time round, traffic went even faster. He did a 2:01.5. So he's opened up the gap to Capeway ever so slightly. We're now over the half a second mark there. As we jump on board with one and only Chris McIntosh, who we not long ago saw spin into T1. This time he's made it through and he's up to the quarry bend.
Yeah, I'm going to see how he does up through here at the moment and see whether or not... I do wonder whether or not that plus 0.8 is accurate. If that is actually giving us a correct time on where he is at the moment, because he's obviously +3 on his fastest sector at the moment by the looks of it as well for Chris. It is not his personal best, so I do wonder whether or not that's a cool little thing to have. Tell us how he's getting on all the way around. He's nearly lost half a second already, and we're going up, well, he has lost half a second now, going up through the mountain on his fastest time. This is where you kind of sit back and just hold on to your hats, because this is a full flow right. Now you're going to drop down a hill, hug the wall, try and kick it back to the right hand side, stay off that wall, then you're going to come left again and drop it down onto the right, now drop it down again, break downhill and not do that.
Got a little bit too deep there, unfortunately. Yeah, that's so easy to do, because because it's all the camber that's through there as well. It does all the time. The car is unsettled, isn't it? Because you're going left to right, and then you've got the bumps in the road itself. So yeah, and now you're on the fastest bit of the track, and he wants to go over to the left to try and there we go. To try and make that corner not really a corner, and then into the heavy braking zone for the chase. As I say, that's a point that I often mistake, and I'm in the grass. I don't know about you, James. Heading down to Murray's Corner.
Mate, this whole track has at some point killed me. Whether or not I could just completely miss turn 1 and end up going up the exit road because I've not paid attention and I'm off facing that big crane over there, or I've gone wrong coming up through the mountain. The percentages, I think if I had, of course, looked back and statted up my percentages of clean laps at Bathurst compared to my non-clean laps, I would probably say I'm not far off 50-50, to be blatantly honest, because this is a very, very tough circuit, and as you say, unless you've gone out and practiced this and got that run down through the mountain, you are going to struggle, and this is where it's going to kind of really test everybody to see how and what they've done and how they get on and whether or not they're going to succeed to get through. But primarily, they've got to survive turn 1, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, and you got to survive the bit we're in now as well. And the thing is, what I like about Bathurst, particularly because I've raced it a few times in ACC. I don't own iRacing. It's the feeling you get of satisfaction when you do. It doesn't matter, not necessarily the fastest lap, but like you get a feeling or get the feeling back from the car that felt good. Yeah, agreed. Do you know what I mean? And it kind of gives you like a bit of an ecstasy feel and a buzz that, oh my God, I nailed that. That was perfect. And then you think, right, I'm getting somewhere. Then you go to the next lap, you're like, yeah, that didn't feel anywhere near as good.
And you end up with a wall.
Yeah. Like the lack of consistency. It's just like, yeah. And again, you know, that comes down to muscle memory, doing the laps. That's what it comes down to. Of course, there's an element of the track condition, your tyre life, your fuel on board, and also your setup, right? So that all comes. But at the end of the day, it's muscle memory that really makes the difference as we're riding on board now with Luke James. Yeah,
we're at the end of qualifying here for Luke. Is he going to have one more crack at it? Let's see how he gets on up through here. This is where you mean keeps it close. He now wants to drift out. There is a bit of a bump on the inside. There it is. Nope, didn't get it done.
He ejects back. There we go.
Yeah. And Trav King is your pole man. So last season's champion picking up with a pole straight off the bat, half a second ahead of Mr. Haythwaite. And then behind that is Ewan Lloyd, Luke Woodhouse, Tom Barnett, Chris McIntosh, Shamoy Samuel, Matthew Addy, Bosworth, Luke James, Darryl Moss, John Hale are the last ones there as well. S. Bosworth, what do we reckon? Simon?
Don't know. Yeah, it's annoying when
Steve?
drivers don't put their first name. Please put your first name. It really helps. I would say. What was I going to say? Is there ballast for this championship? Are they running ballast again?
I haven't seen anything about ballast this time around.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, Trafford is going to run away with it, I think.
Yeah, why are we up in the tree at the moment? That's a little bit weird.
That's a very, very good question. Yeah.
The camera is not picking him up. Oh, no, okay, we'll go ahead and start on board here, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are out. It's going to be a standing start for a GT3. Now we are green, green, green. Halfway got away right at the beginning. Now it picks him up as we're heading down into turn one. Traff King with Josh Haythwaite running side by side. Luke Woodhouse is tucked in behind it as well. There's somebody on the side of the grass there.
There's somebody off even further back.
Yeah, there's a couple of people all off the side of the circuit. Josh Haythwaite, though, tucked up right behind Traff King at the moment. Can he hold it, though? This is the problem.
Yeah, this is really, really strong start for Haythwaite, and unfortunately was unable to make the move into T1. But we were commenting during qualifying how important it is to get T1 clean, and unfortunately some of the drivers didn't manage that. And I can see Trafford showing that he just hit the environment, so he's probably just clipped the wall somewhere. So yeah, look, Woodhouse I think has crashed, James.
Yeah, it does look like that as well, unfortunately. There's a couple of people who seem to be having problems.
Right at the back in P12. Yeah.
There's Ewan Lloyd there as well. There's Tom Bonnet tucked in behind Matthew Addy. Darryl Moss at the same time. Mr. S. Bosworth. McIntosh is still running towards the back end in 8th at the moment. Hale working on 9th. Oh, that's a very lovely liveried machine. There is Shamoy Samuel in 10th. Luke Woodhouse is down in 11th with Luke James in 12th. So it looks like both of them have had some dramas here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your live timing on the broadcast, James, but it's it's not showing all the drivers.
No, it seems to be doing this thing again it did last time to me, which is very bizarre.
Yeah, but anyway, Trafford's in the lead. He's approximately half a second ahead. There we go, that's better.
For some reason it wasn't selected, which is a little bit bizarre.
That is bizarre. It looked okay during qualifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got King, Haythwaite and Lloyd, and Burnett's just got to kind of hanging on to their coattails.
I do wonder, this is possibly the worst place you want to be, isn't it? Make a mistake on lap 1 and you're 35 seconds behind the leader. Driving on your Jack Jones because Luke James is about 3 seconds up the road there. That for me is the demoraliser after lap 1, isn't it? When you're that far back already. Luke Woodhouse is another man who's going to be in a bit of trouble here. He's having a bit of a battle with Shamoy Samuel.
Yeah, but I think Luke out-qualified Shamoy, so I think he's got the pace on him, but he's had contact, so I don't know how much damage, if any, that he will have in that Ferrari. So, but getting up to the tight and twisty section now, like you say, I also do quite like the livery on that Mercedes. I must say that's very colourful. It reminds me of a car I used to see driving around many, many years ago. It was a VW Polo, and it had every panel was a different colour.
Ooh, they do that livery. You can get that livery on iRacing within trading paints. McIntosh and Moss have just swapped places. That was a very brave move up through the mountain to do that. Moss in that Porsche, of course. McIntosh in front in the Acura.
Engine's in the wrong place in that Porsche, so you know, they do have a tendency to swap you around and say hello. The engine wants to come around and say hi. But,
it does just do whatever it wants at times.
It does, but they sound so good though, the Porsches. They sound so good. Oh,
Hale and Samuel.
Oh.
I think Hale may have had an issue first, and I don't think Samuel could get out of that.
Well, that's doing Bosworth a favour, because it's bringing him into the battle with those two.
However, he has just trimmed the wall.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So, unfortunately for him. Yeah, just as we bring him up and tell him it might benefit him, he goes and hits the wall.
Yeah, the curse of the commentator, ladies and gentlemen. That's what that is.
I'm blaming you for that one, not me. I didn't say it this time.
Okay, all right, okay. I'll take it.
You are going to take it. I'm going to string it.
I didn't realise you were so precious, James.
Mate, I am. I'm going to throw you under the bus. I'm like, well, God, I'm like a little snowflake that falls out of the sky in winter. They're all getting a little bit more spread out at the front. There's a couple of seconds in between them. Samuel, Hale, and James.
It just takes a mistake, though, James, isn't it?
Yeah.
Around here, because if you make a mistake, as we keep referring to in the twisty bit, then you might lose a number of seconds trying to turn the car around.
And that's why most people say, or most leagues have a whole eject back to pit lane, because they don't want to have somebody trying to do a 3-point turn in the middle of the road. They turn around and say, get out the way. As James now climbing onto the back end of Hale. How's he going to manage this one on the run up into the quarry? Is he going to dive up the inside? He is. There isn't much of a defense coming on that left hand side. He just goes straight through over the Mercedes, and Hale loses a position as well. Good to have a nice Mercedes on the racetrack. Bosworth now closing in, going through the cutting and up through the mountain at this moment in time. Trav King out in front now, Paul, by 2.2 seconds. Might have something to do with a 1.1 second lap faster than Josh Haythwaite last time around.
He's gone purple in sector 1 and sector 2 according to the timing that we've got. So he's really setting the pace. Tom Burnett, I think, has just hit a wall somewhere in, I think, in sector 3. But Josh Haythwaite and Ewan Lloyd also setting personal bests in sector 1 and sector 2. But yeah, I was gonna say something about Luke Woodhouse. He's now at P8, so at one point he was further down, wasn't he? So he's done well to a little bit of a recovery. So last lap he was a 2:05. Darryl Moss ahead was a 2:08. So he might better get that position. And also I wonder if he might better catch Matthew Addy as well, because he's in the kind of he's just at 2:05 last lap, so I'll be interested to see what Luke Woodhouse does as he crosses the line.
Moss
he did a 2:03, wow. So there you go, yeah. 4
seconds quicker than Moss in front, 2 seconds quicker than the guys in front of him. Mr. Woodhouse is on a bit of a march at the moment, I think.
Yeah, well, I think unfortunately for him, he got caught up in the mayhem at the start. So he doesn't. I think I've remembered Luke not having much luck in previous races as well, but sometimes that comes with where you qualify, right?
Yeah. Certain places you want to be and certain places you don't want to be, and in Bathurst you don't want to be in the middle of the pack going into the mountain.
Exactly, as he comes across the Porsche in the wall there as well, so that's really allowing him to get onto the back of Darryl Moss, who seems to be struggling, unfortunately. Traffic King last lap around, fast lap of the race at 2:015.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying at the moment, Trav. Woodhouse just had a moment there and had that car sliding. Now he's going to try and get up to the back end, going in for the left-hander at McPhillamy Park before you drop over into Skyline. Where are you going to catch that Porsche? If you're going to get it done, you need to get it done before the entry. He's not. You're going to sit and follow now, Sunshine, because you ain't going to be able to get this done anywhere else. Not through here, you're not. It's going to be on the exit of Forest Elbow. Is he going to be able to climb into the back end? He's got to get close. We know he's quick, and he's got to get close and get that exit. Otherwise, he's going to be in deep, deep trouble.
Yeah, the exit's really important here, but he's now coming down onto the out of Forest Elbow, down onto Conrad Straight, and you can see he's got the drive. And I don't know really if Darryl's fighting that or he's at all. I think he might be letting him through. The Porsche can't be that slow, surely. He
hasn't got great top end. It notoriously hasn't got great top end. Handling wise, it's not too bad when it doesn't want to randomly kill you, as Matthew Addy.
Past Addy.
Yeah, McIntosh got Addy down the same section down. But when the Porsche doesn't want to flip its rear end to come round and kiss the front, it is a half decent car if you can control it. You know, Addy seems to have got a little bit more control over the Porsche, but it's not great on top end, and I think if the Porsche were going to lose positions like we've seen, I wasn't shocked that it was down the Conrad, because it has not got that sort of quite that poke on top end that the other cars have got.
Even with an overtake that Luke just did, he was quicker than the two guys ahead of him, so Matthew and Chris should being a little bit squeaky bum time. I think he's gonna. He's got 10, just now 11 minutes to catch on. The gap isn't that big either, is it? So
it's
about 5 seconds.
Yeah. There they are. Well, the thing is, when you see them, you drive faster anyway. You're not quite sure why you do that, but when you see somebody and you know you're there, you take more risks. And
yes, you do. Yes,
which is a bit of a weird one. It is, yeah. Lee Racer, Porsche's underpowered here, to be honest. Yeah. It's just not got the poke. It never has. It's always got the ability to take the corners well, but it's just not got the top end to try and stay with some of these cars. And if Woodhouse can get close to Addy, by the time they get to Forest, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it. I mean, he's got about 3.2 seconds. And mind you, Addy would have to make an absolute howler of this mountain section. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be long before Woodhouse is on the back. However, he has just... No, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Luke's had a moment, unfortunately, for him.
It's going to be longer. Yeah. He's just lost a place to Moss again. Is he... Oh, where's the steering wheel when you want it? That's annoying.
It's not there, is it?
No, it's not. I was just trying to see if it's gone. Somebody stole it.
Look at me with helpful information is what you want, isn't it? Yeah.
I can see why I brought you
along.
Well,
it's not there, James. What are you going to do about it? Yeah.
I can see why I brought you in. You know what I mean? It's the useful technology. Oh my God! I can't even speak now either.
Put your mouth, put your teeth back in, James.
Yeah, it's gone. I don't know where it's gone. I'll try and get that resolved as well. But I'm not quite sure where the steering has gone. Unfortunately for Luke Woodhouse, that's going to have to lead to his change in charge again. Hale and Bosworth are just in the process of swapping places currently. And it does look like Hale and Bosworth has just gone through. So, yeah, good job from Bosworth. Managed to catch back up like we said he would, and is at least not sitting in that final position that is occupied by Shemoy Samuel. Of course, they're in that Ferrari. Haythwaite and Lloyd have also just swapped places. I wonder if Haythwaite's had a moment going into through the cutting. Yeah,
it's a shame, isn't it, with such a course, it's really hard to do replays.
Yes.
It's like nigh on impossible, so unfortunately, unless you're looking at the action, I find it when I'm broadcasting it, like, oh, damn it, I've missed an overtake.
It's not the most easiest thing. The tool, unfortunately, doesn't allow you to go and rewind, so it's a little bit frustrating.
No, it is, yeah, but it's it's an old game now, isn't it? Yeah, it's been around for a very,
but
very long time.
you just call it a game?
Sorry, sim.
No, it's a game, bro. Jesus Christ, I know 7K iRating drivers in iRacing who still turn around and say iRacing's a game. So.
Yeah, I know some people will be offended by that, but
give over.
But yeah, but sue me. But anyway, my point was going to be, but even though it's a shame because the architecture behind it, like the replays, that would be great to have. But it's got some great mods like these cars that we're racing today, and it's got some absolutely great content. And you can make this game look unbelievable with Soul and all the other mods that are out there. And it's still got this amazing community that develop more content for it. I just wish we could have replays. That's all I'm asking for, James. It's not a lot.
No,
somebody make me a tool that does replays, please. Come on.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. That'd be ideal. I've tried multiple different tools with this that I thought might have worked that don't work. Ace, one of them obviously works with a set of core ACC, but unfortunately will not work with this, which is a bit of a shame. Because that's got a great replay tool.
Yeah,
but it's got. Yeah, well, I'll leave that one with you. You know what I mean? You're the API king. You can come up with something.
Got to get the LMU one working first, James.
Right. Oh, well, there we go. Let's see if we can get Haythwaite working back past Lloyd again. Getting a little bit slidey there, unfortunately. And Haythwaite loses a bit of time.
Yes, just over 6.5 minutes to go. So he's got time. Thing is, to your point earlier on, when you see a car ahead of you, you can sometimes also go the other way. You overdrive.
Like Mr. Woodhouse.
Yeah, and it's important to sometimes talk to yourself, and just remember braking point, apex, because if you're faster, you'll just naturally be able to get past at some point.
I think the hardest thing it's always that old philosophy of catching is one thing, passing is another. And you know, you can see Haythwaite can get close, but he can't
that
quite.
Ferrari's quick.
Yeah, he just cannot get close enough in the Acura to be able to get that Ferrari. And the way at the moment Lloyd's driving it as well. Don't get me wrong, he's a little bit raggedy and he's running a little bit over wider than he really wants to be. But it's just the Ferrari's power, I think, is saving him to a point. Whereas I've just probably missed Bosworth putting it in the wall there. I have, unfortunately, and it doesn't look like that Acura is in a very good shape. But for Haythwaite, though, he's just not there when he needs to be there, you know, because Lloyd's made a couple of mistakes. Haythwaite hasn't managed to capitalise on them.
Yeah, and it's now, you know, really he wants to be right on the bumper coming out of turn 1 so he can get right into the slipstream and then into Forest Elbow, try and do a bit of a late brake on him to make a move. And at the moment, as soon as they come out of the corner, that Ferrari's gone. Like it just spreads its wings and it opens up the gap. But through this tricky section, unfortunately for Josh, is where he looks stronger than the Ferrari. But this is not going to get many opportunities to overtake him.
Yeah, you can't go too wide. You go too wide up here, you're dead. And I don't know, obviously theoretically in the sim, of course, but yeah, he just cannot go too wide and jeopardise it. But let's just stay here and see whether or not you can carry more speed. You've got to let it run. You're flicking down the gears at this moment in time. Bit of braking in the mixture with it. You're sort of turning braking, which is never easy in a GT3 car. And you've got to make sure that he's here. He needs to be here. He's got to be wrapped right up behind him.
Try and get onto the power early. Yeah.
Try and allow the run.
Look at that Ferrari pull.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Yeah.
It just,
so he's got to take a risk. Are they coming up to lap Bosworth? Do I see a car ahead?
No, that was the leader. 5 seconds down the road.
Right, okay, leader, okay. Yeah, traffic key. That makes more sense, actually. Yeah.
Oh, he's going.
He's gone for it.
Oh, contact and he's gone round.
Yeah.
Oh. Was that an all-day scenario? He didn't look like he was 100% stopping on that one.
To be fair, Lloyd escaped that move really well. He got away. Luckily, Haythwaite was the one that got punished there because that was a move that wasn't on. But this is what happens, right? The frustration levels go up. But now he's got just over 3 minutes. What's the gap to him now? It's around about 6 seconds.
6, 7 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lot of time to find. But without him ahead, let's see what pace he's got.
Yeah.
So not on this lap, of course, but on the next lap, let's see how the lap times compare. We've got a three-way here.
Yeah, free car, a little bit of a ding-dong at the back. Samuel, Bosworth and Hale. Hale is the only Mercedes on the racetrack. We've got Acuras and we've got Ferraris and we've got Porsches, of course. I do love the sound of a good old Merc, but unfortunately, look at the Ferrari go at him.
Yeah, it just shows you the straight line speed of that Ferrari is unbelievable.
Dude, I think that's...
I don't know if it's the straight line speed or it's just the acceleration it's got, but they're going to go side by side here.
Is he going to be able to hold on? Well, Samuel on that outside line, the Acura of Bosworth. Neither of them had a great corner, but Bosworth makes hold on. Samuel's on. He's coming across the track. Oh, swing, batter.
Wow.
I reckon Hale may just need a new pair of underpants.
Yeah, so I think if he doesn't have nightmares about that later, I'm very surprised. Samuel's going for it again into T1 this time. Oh, that rear end of that Ferrari is loose.
Yeah. He's trying to put that power down. You can see now he's trying to weave over the side of the circuit, break the toe here at this moment in time.
Don't want to be too aggressive on the weaving though. Not very sportsmanlike.
Oh, do you know what? That's one thing that drives me nuts. You almost want to give him a basket and say, weave that on the way down. Oh, he's going to get... Oh, Jesus. Samuel has literally got that Ferrari on the raggedy edge there.
Yeah, it's like he's on ice at the moment.
Absolutely. I was just saying hi, Amy. I missed you at the beginning. Sorry, in the list of everybody I called out there as well. Yeah, but Samuel's got that. That is on the edge there. Hale's tucked in. I don't do like. Oh, okay, tucked in the wall as well, unfortunately for Hale. But yeah, Bosworth now's kind of escaped. Oh, he's gone round again.
Oh.
Still going.
Pretty with credit's due.
Yeah, he managed to save it there. Craig Jones.
The only way you're going to get better is by doing laps. So I think Lloyd's got the pace on Haythwaite, but Haythwaite will be keeping the. But then Burnett last time round was quicker by over a second. So, but that gap, Burnett, he's got the time in. It's only 20 odd seconds as we see Samuels again making another move. This time on Hale again. These two having a right ding dong.
Yeah, that's because he keeps doing that. The only reason they're having a ding dong is because Chavoy gets past him and then loses it again, and then gets past him and then loses it again. He's like a yo-yo. He's going up and coming back down. He's going up and coming back down again. I
think Hale will be having a heart attack soon with those kind of moments. You know, like he's managed to.
He's avoided one just, I think, where he needed new underpants, and that was two more. And I think he's going to be. I think poor old Hale's going to be on the D-fib after this. He
might need a brand just to stop a stiff drink after this. After that as well.
Oh my God, come off like a shaking mess. I need a whiskey. Traffic King has gone over the line and taken a victory here as well. That was a quick last lap for Giraffe. So well done to him on that one. Lloyd's going to survive and finish in second place. Haythwaite's going to. They don't like that camera beyond the tower. Haythwaite is going to come over in third. Good job from him as well. Burnett is in fourth as he comes over the line there. So good job from Burnett. McIntosh managed to keep it on track. Comes over in fifth place. And then there's Matthew Addy in the first surviving Porsche over the line. Good job there. Woodhouse battled his way back into seventh place after a bad start and a couple of incidents. Mr. Darryl Moss will be coming over the line in that second Porsche. To be fair, mate, as openers go for the season, that was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I must admit, I think the race format of 20 minutes really helps, I think, to bring exciting racing to this league, because it's not a 60-minute race, and I think over time, over that kind of period, because as you rightly point out, there is quite a disparity in the times that people are able to do around here. You know, you had people in the 201s, 203s, then you got people even further back. So it means that it's nice, short, sweet, and some good content. So and as we said, Bathurst proved to be a challenging track for some of the drivers this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Hale comes over the line, having survived absolutely mental couple of laps with cars. Samuel just, well, I don't know what he was doing, to be honest, putting him in front of him.
I mean, there are some tricky tracks this season, aren't there? Road Atlanta, it's going to be another tricky one, right? That's pretty bumpy in places. The Virginia International Raceway will also, the American tracks will be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. There's traffic.
Portimao, I mean, that's got a lot of undulation as well, isn't it, Portimao? I really like that track. It's a great track for racing.
Have you driven it?
I think. Yeah, it's a great track,
Yeah, I think it is a very nice circuit. You can bring you up the circuits there. The interesting one for me, and I was quite shocked they put this on the calendar, was Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, because I was a little bit disappointed there's no UK tracks.
But where would you go? I don't want to go to Silverstone, it's boring.
Okay.
Why would you go there? It's flat, it's just meh. It's like Cota, to be honest. I don't want to go to Cota either, but this isn't my league.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, I mean, maybe Paul Ricard would be a good one to go to as well.
Magny-Cours, would you go there?
Magny-Cours, yeah. Needs to be a few more European tracks for me.
Yeah, it's a very American-heavy circuit.
It is this time, but the Red Bull Ring's a good track.
Yeah, I do like that. So it's going to be short and sweet and straight to the point.
We are critiquing their track choices for the season. They're gonna
but that's our job. Yeah. That's what we're supposed to do.
But I do. But why is but Red Bull Ring and Spa?
Where? Sorry.
Red Bull Ring and Spa, I
okay.
think, are the reverse grid races, aren't they?
Yeah, right. Let's bring in Mr. Let's start off with Mr. Josh Haithwaite coming in third place there. Lost that second, couldn't get it back. Let's see what he says about it. Josh, welcome in, bud.
Hello. Yeah, it was a bit of a moment into the hairpin, and Ewan got up and passed me, and then it was a chase for a few laps, and then unfortunately I shot a move down the inside and got spun round. I think it was just more of a racing incident rather than anything malicious, and I think I might have overshot it a little bit. I also think I could have been left a bit more room. It's 6 and 2 threes really.
6 and 2 threes. 2 threes is 6.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
The 6 and 1.5 doesn't do the other.
Do you think that move was on, Josh?
I think I would have got it stopped and turned around before it would have gone past the point of no return.
Okay.
I did have a quick glance at the replay, and I think it does look like I've tried to use him as a wall, but I would have had that car stopped if I had maybe just an inch more room. But it is what it is. It happens.
Would you say though? It's quite because it came from quite far back. He probably didn't think you were going to make that move.
It would be fair to think I wouldn't make it. That doesn't negate the requirement of room to be given.
Okay.
Oh, Josh, you're asking for an inch. That's hard to judge in a car, especially if Lloyd might be on a single monitor.
Very true. I'm also on a single monitor, so.
Ooh, I think we're splitting hairs now, Josh. To be blatantly honest.
Here's what it is. It's the first race of the season. The Ferraris are quick. The NSX is quick. All the cars are quick, to be fair. Apart from the
Porsche is rubbish,
though, didn't he?
Oh no, yeah. So the Ferraris are unmatched in out of corner punch. There was a couple of times there where I was on the throttle before him and he just drove off.
Yeah, we did notice that as well. Can we BOP the Porsche and give him a little bit more power? The Porsche looks like a mobility scooter versus a Ferrari.
the Porsche is good. The problem is the Porsche that also tries to kill you every corner.
Yeah,
that's what Porsches do. Yeah.
Exactly. I originally wanted the Porsche and then realised that I would end up a very angry man by the end of the first race.
I agree. I do agree on that one, Josh, as well. Well done. Great season opener for yourselves, finishing in third. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
As always, my lovely fiance, my granddad watching at home, and my work, Falcon Turbos, and you guys for coming back again. And I'm really looking forward to this season. It should be incredibly good. It
should be as well. Well, Josh, thank you very much, Sunshine. Take care.
Before we let Josh go, what track are you looking forward to this season?
Recently discovered, I only started driving it because we put it into the championship, but VIR.
Okay.
Which
VIR
one are they doing? The
Road
Grand?
Atlanta.
Which are they doing? The Grand course or the full course?
I think it's the full course.
Is it the 25 turn one?
What, for VIR?
Yeah.
It depends. Are you counting the 3 chicanes down that straight? Those 3 mini chicanes that you can take straight.
God blimey. Go on. I'll have to see. I'll have to see if I can find it and have a look and see which version we're going to be doing, because there's multiple versions of VIR.
Oh, there's so many versions, but it's going to be really good. I can promise you. We've done a lot of testing on all the tracks, and it's going to make for some really interesting watches.
All right, man. Awesome job. Well, Josh, thank you so much, buddy. Take care, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers. Take care, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Dave said, yeah, full course. Now, it's quite. Is it a full course or the grand course? There's a lot of VIR. Let's bring your winner in as well, who we just caught going over the line because it finished rather quickly, more than we expected it. But is Mr. Traffic King carrying on from where he left off. Last season's champion. Easy drive, would it, Traff? Didn't really have to do much.
Absolutely not. It was dangerous.
It's always dangerous at Bathurst, mate, but you did kind of get away with it.
Yeah, well, I just had to get away from start, and then tyres sort of got a bit warm, and then it started getting leery. But luckily, I had a bit of a gap to work on, so it was all right.
Why the Ferrari?
Do you know what? I tried a few. Can you hear me there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't showing up that I was working. I tried a few of them, and weirdly, I don't like the Ferrari on iRacing. But on a setter, it just seems to work. The balance of the car just seems to work for me on like corner entry, they're punching us out of a corner, where some of the stuff that's a bit more planted, it just does my head in, like having to wait for it to pick up coming out of a corner.
All right, so let me ask you, have you driven Bathurst before in iRacing?
No, I
Are you
haven't
sure?
actually. Do what, sorry?
Are you sure? Because otherwise I owe Danny an apology.
No, I haven't. I ain't got it. I ain't even. I've done it on games before, but not iRacing.
No, okay, Danny, I apologise. I accept your promise that you gave me earlier, and that as well. That was a debate about the your driving. Favourite track this season? What do we reckon?
I've actually forgot what we're doing. Hang on, 2 secs.
Oh, you go Road Atlanta, Charlotte, Portimao, Red Bull Ring, Hockenheim, Virginia, Spa, or Circuit of the Americas.
Portimao all day. For me.
I agree.
It's a shame because I miss Road Atlanta next week because I'm at the Burkitt Relay, but I do like Road Atlanta. But yeah, definitely Portimao out of those.
Charlotte's going to be interesting, I think. It's going to be a very interesting circuit there as well. Where do you see this season going, Trav? You're going to win again?
I don't know. We'll see what the ballast does to these cars.
When are they putting them in?
This Ferrari's pretty quick, like, so it might help in a way.
Are they going in after race 1?
Yeah, I think they are, but then I think by the time I come back, it might have gone, so I'll be fresh with no ballast again.
Oh, all right, mate. Okay, well, look forward to seeing how they get on. Anyone you want to shout out, buddy, before we let you go?
Just all you boys for putting this on. You know, it's a mega little championship. Mega stream every week we have it, so yeah.
Awesome
Yeah, we are
job.
pretty good, to be fair, aren't we?
Yeah, you're all right.
Talk about blowing your own trumpet there, Mr. Paul Glover. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know, whenever there's an opportunity, sir, whenever there's an opportunity.
Absolutely, I agree there as well. Trav, it's been a pleasure as it always is, bud. I look forward to catching up with you next week.
All right, catch you in a bit.
Take care.
Cheers.
Well, there you go. Season over and done, Paul.
Easy peasy, innit? Lemon squeezy.
Absolutely. I do agree with us there as well. Join us next week, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to head to Road Atlanta. That's going to be an exciting one as well, I'm sure, on that. But, well, that's it. It's come to an end. You're going to have to join us next week. Plenty more racing to come on the JP Broadcasting YouTube channel over the weekend. Join me and myself and Jim Cunningham tomorrow with Paul Glover in my ear roll. So that's going to be an interesting one for the VWSC on that one. But I've been JP. I've been alongside Paul Glover. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.